twist are we going for today? I'll just shuffle through this one. Okay. I don't know if I got enough water to survive this. Hey, y'all. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. How are y'all feeling today? I don't know why I got so much energy today. Like, I feel like I'm buzzing. Like, I feel like I need to get so much stuff done. And I've been able to get a lot of stuff done today. But the energy feels fast. It feels like I'm sped up. Like I'm on some damn speed or something. Hey, KD. Are y'all feeling this? Or is it just me? I feel like I'm really sensitive to energy. Hey, Heal Her. I feel like I'm really sensitive to energy. So any energy shift and I'm like rampant. Hey, Jason. But I hopped on here, y'all, because I learned some new information this weekend. And I need to share. I need to get this off of my chest. Hey, T, I literally just started. So you right on time. I'm definitely an empath. I think clairsentience and clairaudience are my strongest gifts. And they always have been. I hear things, voices. Check out. I hear things. But I also feel things. I got a notification this time. About time they let me out of jail. They can't wait to hide me from y'all. People have been writing me this whole week like, I'm just seeing your info come up on my timeline, and they haven't seen me in a long time. So maybe I'm out of jail or something. But I gotta tell y'all what I learned about feminine energy this weekend that I did not know. Which I mean I knew, but I didn't know. I'm trying to see what's going on. Ooh, it feels like justice is coming. I'm only clairaudient right before sleep or waking up. Oh, baby, you're a medium. You're a medium, and you're too distracted throughout your life for whoever's trying to communicate, whatever is trying to communicate with you, your higher self. Is what I heard. You're too distracted throughout your day-to-day life for them to get to you. So they only can get to you when you're in that lucid state. So you need to spend more time. You need to spend more time doing introspection. You need to spend more time in meditation. You need to spend more time listening to yourself because you get clarity and emotional stillness. So yeah, I'm supposed to be sleeping when the baby is sleeping in your lives. I'll stay a while. No, it's okay. I'll post them on YouTube, baby. So if you need to take that break, you need to take that moment to yourself. You just had a baby, girl. I understand. I completely understand. And I'll post it I'll make sure you got it tomorrow. Hey, sweetie. But let me tell y'all what I learned this weekend about female sexual energy, which blew my fucking mind because I already knew this. Y'all know I look into like tantric energy and stuff like that. But I came across this YouTube channel called The Library of Tahuti. Now, if y'all don't know who Tahuti is who we consider to be Thoth. The actual Egyptian name was Tahuti, though. So it caught my attention because I'm just like, y'all might know something over here. Hold on, let me see what's going on. Let me slide up over here in y'all business. And so there was a lot of different videos, but there was this video about female sexual energy. So I'm like, okay, hold on, wait a second. And in the description, it was talking about Taoism. And Taoism, like people who believe in Taoism basically believe that women are able to harness the energy of the creator. And they do this by being able to separate their ability to ejaculate from an orgasm, because they're two completely different things. So it's being able to reach this orgasmic energy and not actually having the fluids discharge. And once you reach that orgasmic energy, which is, I'm telling you, it's not the same thing, y'all. But once you get in that energy, it leads to higher levels of expansion. You're able to heal the organs in your body. And not only that, when you get really good at it, you're able to harness that energy and project it outwards to heal your environment, right? So this blew my fucking mind, because I didn't know that there was something called Kung Fu Yoni or whatever. And Yoni is like the Taoism's name for the girl downstairs, okay? The lady in the boat, okay? So the lady in the boat is crazy. I'm sorry, I don't know where that came from. But basically the Kung Fu Yoni, whatever it's called, which is a practice, is teaching women how to harness their actual energy, and that energy is used to shape reality, create reality, or whatever. And it's very, very sacred energy. So like you need these 3 hormones to come together, which is estrogen, testosterone, and oxytocin, which happens when you reach that pivotal point in order for you to harness that energy and create. Okay, but what's crazy is it got me thinking about birth control, because I've been seeing a lot of ads for like Depo-Provera, because I guess it's like some people who suing Depo. Now I agree with the suing of Depo, because I was on Depo for a while and I got a big ass tumor in my breast from Depo or whatever. So Spirit was talking to me about it, and it was saying that what they're actually doing with birth control is trying to control the hormones, and which means you don't necessarily reach what you need to reach in order for you to actually have this energy woken up inside of you. So this female potent energy, or this female sexual energy, is the same energy that we talk about and we call Kundalini energy. And it lays dormant in so many of our body because we're not breathing right. Most of us don't know how to pelvic breathe or breathe in the way that we're supposed to breathe. So we never get access to this energy, which is leading to these higher levels of consciousness where you can heal yourself, you can heal other people, all of this stuff. Hold on, sorry, let me see what y'all saying. I heard of this but never looked into it. Yes, so it talks about tantric energy, which I talked about before on my platform, like how to actually create babies that are high vibrational opposed to ones that are low vibrational or whatever, and how a lot of us are wasting our seed every single month or whatever. So I started looking into it because I asked Spirit to kind of like align me with this information because I wanted to know more. And the video blew my mind for many reasons, because it's talking about like, you know, like woman's energy is so potent. Like the reason why our energy, or we get more feral as we get older, like in how women's sexual energy or sexual appetite kind of goes up at 40, is because we are feeling this energy. This energy is kind of like waking up inside of us. So the reason why we fucking taken over by the hormone monster is because of this. And we don't know that that's our sacred energy speaking to us, which blew my fucking mind. Yes, I learned about this at a spiritual retreat some years ago. I want to go on a spiritual retreat so fucking bad. The man, his wife still teach about this. I'm going to send you her Instagram. Please send that to me. Can you create a short video for this? Yes, I will. I definitely will. Do you have any recommendations on how to get rid of an incubus spirit? Yes. You can go to an energy worker, but you also, like, things can only attach to you based on whatever you have not healed. So doing shadow work definitely helps. Or saying by divine decree, nothing can attach to me, or nothing can marry me in spirit, nothing can have with me in spirit, because that's what an incubus spirit is doing. But then you need to know that it's actually gone. I've tried to manifest that way. It didn't work, but your girl tried. Yeah, so it's basically like we're taking this energy from our womb and it's mixing with this energy from our brain, and it's being anchored in our heart. And that's when we're able to actually create and manifest the reality that we want to bring into existence. So let me give y'all the name of the YouTube video. Hold on. It's called What Female Sexual Energy Is and How to Channel It, by the Library of Tahuti. And Tahuti is Tehuti. Sorry if I'm stuttering today, y'all. I don't know what it is with my energy, but I feel like somebody put a crank in my damn back. I've been collecting my seed, period. I just got in. What are we discussing? So basically this weekend I watched this video about female sexual energy and how potent it is and how it can be used and harnessed to basically create the life that you want to create. And there's a practice called Kung Fu Yoni, which teaches you how to harness this energy, but it literally takes years for you to learn how to actually use this energy to your benefit. So female sexual energy is the same energy as the Kundalini energy. That's why it's important for you to have a good foundation, feel safe, and feel secure, especially when it comes around money, because the Kundalini energy is housed in the root chakra, which is at the base of your spine. And it basically, once you learn how to harness this energy, you can heal the organs in your body, you can heal your environment, you can push this energy out. So basically, it's what they call sex magic, I guess. But magic is just being able to harness or manipulate energy. That is it. That is all. It's nothing mysterious about what they consider to be magic. It's just energy manipulation. So in this video, though, y'all, I gotta tell y'all, because it messed with me. It's a man that's narrating it. And in the video, he's teaching you how to explore yourself so you know where everything is. And baby, I had to turn it off for a second. I said, hold on, wait a second. This is getting out of pocket. This is getting out of pocket. But I feel like none of us have those conversations. Like, our parents don't be having those conversations with us. You know, like, I feel like we don't be having those conversations. So it's a really good watch. It's only like 20 minutes, 21 minutes or whatever. Hi, Avis. It's only like 21 minutes, but baby, just go watch it. Go watch it and come back. I'm telling you, it's good. I think it kind of expanded my awareness on this, because I understood what tantric energy is. I understand like the acts of men practicing semen retention, which is basically like, instead of ejaculating, they going for the orgasm, right? This is something that famous men use all the time, because then they can harness that energy and use it to their benefit later. Well, women can do the same thing, which is something, I mean, I knew, I was aware of this, but it just threw me for a loop. The thing again is called What Female Sexual Energy Is and How to Channel It. It's on YouTube by the Library of Tahuti. Now, that's not all I learned though. Something else that I learned this weekend was about the cosmic womb, y'all. And that, I'm telling you, this weekend, for some reason, I don't know what I was on, but I was just like, I just need to learn some new stuff, because I felt like I kind of been stagnant in a little bit. I had entered this period of not wanting to do anything. I literally was like, why am I not able to just exist and that be enough? Like, that's where I was for like weeks. And I feel like this weekend after the full moon, I was able to get some energy or whatever. So I watched this other documentary called They Don't Want You to Notice, The 12 Stages of Human to God by Beyond the Veil on YouTube. Now, they was talking about the cosmic womb, which they kept referring to as like a void of raw potential or whatever. And this void of raw potential is basically at the center of our existence, okay? So to me, they were saying that the womb, to me, that would be the heart space that holds the raw potential. But this kept on saying cosmic womb. So that part was kind of confusing me. But I came across this TikTok of this dude, and he was basically talking about how when we're able to mix the energy from our womb with the energy of our brain and harness it down into our heart space, we're able to lucid dream. And that helps us to be able to create the reality that we want to create. It helps us to strengthen our imagination, which is technically like the real world in spirit, because this is like the realm of like effects or whatever. And so he was talking about that. So that got me to thinking about how like the energy of the womb and the brain have to come together in this 0 point field, which is the heart space. So I'm like, okay, so the womb is technically our seat of creation, is what people normally say. Your womb is the seat of creation. Now, I believe that because the sacral is responsible for sex, but it's also responsible for creativity, which means that your female sexual energy is creator energy, is creative energy. So it kind of goes into what I was learning about the female sexual energy. So that means Kundalini energy is creator energy, and manifests in this reality. Okay, so boom. So he was talking about the lucid dreaming and how he was able to anchor stuff. And then so that got me to thinking about how, if what they say about the cosmic womb is correct in this documentary, you know how people believe in multiple timelines, and they believe that we're able, like some people believe that they can move between timelines, right? And so basically the other versions of us that are existing across these other timelines are playing out the choices that we never took, right? Now, after watching this video, which I'll give y'all the name of that one in just a minute, after watching this video, it made me think that maybe we don't exist across multiple timelines. Maybe every time that we make a choice, or we're about to make a choice, or we focus our attention in one direction, all of the raw potential is created for every direction that we can take. And we take one direction, and the raw potential is created for every direction that we can take. And we take one direction, and the raw potential of the ones that we didn't take exist in that 0 point area. But it doesn't mean that there's another version of us playing out that lifetime. It means that the potential of that version exists. So if we ever move our focus in that direction, it's there for us to hang on to. It's there for us to create from, right? Does that not blow your mind? Like, that blows my mind, because it takes the way that I've been thinking about quantum leaping and timeline journal, jumping from this place of separation to this place of oneness. Maybe it's not that it's created. Maybe the potential of it just exists, and we're able to tap into that potential. What do y'all think about that? Yes, I was thinking this. Or could you say both again? Yeah, so this actually comes from this documentary called They Don't Want You to Know This, 12 Stages of Human, which is HUE-man to God, by Beyond the Veil on YouTube. The other video is called What Female Sexual Energy Is and How to Channel It by Library of Tahuti. Okay? So basically, this documentary, which I just was haphazardly watching on an edible, y'all. Haphazardly, but just like, I need something to do. I'm tired of watching TV. You know, let me watch this a documentary on YouTube. I happened to click on this because it said human, which of course, like, that's what we are. We are hue of color. Right? That's why we get the name human. So I'm like, okay, they might know something. Let me click on something. And it ended up changing my whole perspective on life. So I was just like, oh my gosh, like, that means that all of the potential, raw potential exists inside of us already. When we think a thought, all of the options are already available to us in the now moment. We just got to get to the now moment, because if we saying that the cosmic womb, which is the birthplace of all realities, is at the center of our existence, then that's the heart space. Which means that the moment that we think something, all of the potential options are available to us. And based on where we focus our attention is what we bring into this reality, the reality that we actually create. But that doesn't mean that the other realities go away. That potential still exists there for us to tap back into whenever we feel like tap dancing. We decide to make our own choices into our reality. Yes, I hope you're recording this for YouTube because your internet is buffering. Oh, that's crazy. Is it buffering for other people? I just got like a little notification that says some comments in this live were filtered to protect community experience. Oh, boo. Oh, okay, good. Okay, so yeah, I am going to post this, guys, because I knew getting on here that it was, you know, going to be one of those lives. Because one, I'm amped up for no reason. I have an insane amount of energy that I don't know what to do with. I've done multiple readings today. I met with a mentee today. Like, I've been working all day and I still have an insane amount of energy. So I don't know who put a battery in my back, but that was a bad idea, because sister girl just be jumping around from thing to thing, person to person, topic to topic. But yeah, I thought that was interesting, because I think that I have been thinking about it like, there's just different versions of me out there. But what if it's not, though? And what if we just been thinking of it from this lens of separation opposed to this lens of wholeness? Which I thought was interesting. And then I was like watching something, and I realized that your thoughts create in the spiritual, but in order for you to manifest it in this reality, your emotions have to first align with those thoughts, because your emotions are what create in this physical realm. So your emotions are kind of like the gateway. And I had been saying that the mind was the matrix, right? If you can master your thoughts, that's the matrix. But then I also need to say that your emotions are the matrix as well, because your emotions, because there's so many intense emotions that you can feel, sometimes you can get swept up in your emotions, kind of like, you know, like a wave taking you over. Some of the intense emotional experiences that we have are hard for a lot of us to come back, and that can also be a trap. She put crack in this song. She was standing next to Source when she made this song. I know she was. When you tapped in and realized your worth, I tend to get a lot of energy too. I don't know why. Yeah. And I've been meditating a lot too, so maybe that's it. I've been tested today, but I'm filled with so much joy that none of it matters. It feels so good. Hold on, wait though. On a Tuesday, be careful, because Tuesday is ruled by Mars, which means a lot of conflict, a lot of argument, a lot of high emotions come on a Tuesday. So if there's any day not to take anything personal, it's Tuesday. If there's any day not to argue, it's Tuesday. Because that Mars energy is about war and it's ready to take it too far. That's why Mondays are really good for making sure that you set your intention for the week and you prioritize what you want to happen in that week. Tuesday is the day to get things done, but if you misuse that energy, you're going to get in a lot of conflict. There's going to be a lot of tension. You know, there can be some really, really heated exchanges too. How do I study the days? LOL. How did I? I think I read it in. I think I read this information in a book, if I'm not mistaken. Which one? Ain't no telling. I'll definitely get back to you on that though. It had something to do with esoteric knowledge and the planets, because the planets rule specific days. And so the energy of that day is ruled by that planet. So we have 7 days, like we have 7 chakras, like we have 7 planets, 7 main planets. And those are the main energies that we cycling through all the time. I know, and I've been on my I don't give a fuck today. It's so strange that I just let it all go. You know what? You're the second person to say that to me, though, that today they woke up and it was a fucking mess. Like, I had one of my clients wake up. She ain't had no internet. Like, everything was upside down. And she usually jumps into action and try to figure it out, go to somebody else's house. And she said, child, I lay back in the bed. And I said, today's not the day. So I don't know what's going on, what this shift is, but I think too, with that super moon in Taurus. Taurus is about figuring out what you value, what's important to you. And I think people are starting to realize that, yes, you need a job to survive, but the amount that you're putting into that job is not nearly enough. It's not nearly as much energy that everybody else is putting into it, who even turn around and make more money than you. You know, so I think people are starting to really evaluate like where they value what they value and prioritize where they put their attention as well. Planetary hours, yes. So planetary hours are different than the planetary days. Planetary hours are telling you from hour to hour where the energy changes, because the energy does change hour to hour. There are specific hours throughout your day that are better to get things done. And people don't know 369 is in your clock too. So 6 to 6 is like the halfway point cutting through your day, but the most important hours are the 3s, the 6s, and the 9s as they go around the clock. So the quarter points of the days are 3 and 9, and then 6 is cutting it in half in both directions. Also, Pluto went into Aquarius today after being in Capricorn for the last 6. That is why I feel like this. Today is the 19th. Okay, I kept looking at the date today for some reason, and I kept on saying, what is it today? And so I'm like, okay, my friend's birthday was yesterday. I forgot to tell her happy birthday. Let me hit her up. But I kept catching 19, and I kept staring at it, and I'm like, what is different about today? I'm heavy Capricorn. I am a Capricorn stellium. I'm a Capricorn Taurus, Capricorn North Node. Capricorn is everywhere throughout my charts. And I have been swimming upstream for the last however many years I've been an adult. I've been swimming upstream. I've been waiting for this fucking moment so I can take my throne. Oh man, thank you for that. I needed that. I want to say Pluto left out of Capricorn and entered Aquarius. Yes. I haven't been paying attention, y'all. I've been so disconnected lately because I was getting on the internet and the internet was giving me the ick. I don't know what it was. I was just like, every time I got on here, I was so uninterested. And I kept, trying to like engage, but I couldn't. Like, even with the stuff with the election, I'm just like, I do not care anymore. I do not care. Baby. Oh, wow. That gets me even more excited. My peace is more important. OMG. Yes. I'm told, oh boy, that I'm done. I feel at peace. Period. Bye. Yep. I thought they knew about the shift when they were speaking. I'm a Cap Sun. No, me too, cardinal signs. Same here. I low-key wanted to delete social media. Yeah, y'all don't know what it came over me. And I'm like, damn, like, social media is low-key my job. So I'm like, girl, you don't want to go to work? You don't want to do nothing? Like, and the energy was very much so like, why can't I just exist? Why does everybody always need something? Like, and what's crazy is when you heal that Capricorn energy though, when you heal that Capricorn energy, you learn to prioritize rest over exhaustion. And that keeps coming up to me, or coming up for me when I'm working with my mentees. And I love that I did this mentorship program, y'all, because not only am I helping them, through me helping them, I'm realizing the things in myself that I need to fix as well, or the wisdom that I have that I need to implement. Because knowledge is useful if you just got all this damn knowledge, but you're not putting it to use. And so what's been coming up a lot with my mentees is prioritizing rest over exhaustion. And I think so many of us are entering that energy where we just don't want to have to work hard to get all of these things, because these are basic necessities for us to survive. Why is it that we have to work hard for that? My sister is the day before. Girl, I almost deactivated my Insta. I couldn't no more. Yeah, and Instagram is just like a whole nother place. It feels like it's so superficial over there. I feel like nobody is being real. And I'm like in this energy of like really, really caring about substance lately too. Like I feel like I don't like surface level anything. I never have. Like I've never been a fan of small talk. Like I don't like space fillers. And I think sometimes I make people uncomfortable when we just sitting in silence and they just be like trying to find things to talk to me about. And I'll just be like, bro, why can't we just chill? Like why do we have to fill the space with something? But I think more people are becoming more comfortable with stillness. And stillness is where you gain emotional clarity. So a lot of us have been moving, going because we in survival mode. So much so that we don't appreciate stillness. And if you actually sit in stillness, you'll realize that silence is not silent at all, actually. Silence is very active energy, which I think I wouldn't have known until I started actually sitting in silence. Then I realized that it's really active energy. And then all of a sudden I could hear in my head, y'all. And something really crazy happened to me this weekend. Preach, people think I'm crazy for thinking this way. I don't think anyone should be working hard at all. I have very strong opinions about it, and I'm openly against it. Because why? Why are we doing that? I think we've built as much as we could possibly build at this point. Yes, silence is very loud. It is. It's very loud. It's staticky, and then it gets dark too. So I'm about to tell y'all, not dark in color. I mean, yes, exactly. We've been working so damn basically all our lives. Caps have been having it hard. Yes, no, for real. And I feel like that's been me and my brother, because my brother is a Taurus Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn Taurus, but I have a Capricorn stellium, and so I've struggled my whole, especially having Saturn in my money house. Girl, if you don't move around, my whole life I've been swimming upstream, having to fight for my life just to even have money. And I'm a Taurus, so I'm going to have money regardless. But I've had to get it out the mud, and I feel like I keep being told, like, your hard work is about to pay off. Like, just relax, just chill. It's coming. Like, you've done all the work. You're done proving yourself. Like, that's what Spirit was telling me. Stop trying to prove. You've proved it. Whatever you've been trying to prove all these years, you proved it. Now it's time for things to start working in your benefit. Yes, I'm tired of working hard. LOL, I want to be at ease. I agree so much. January 6th Cap. Yes, like I love the vibrations I feel when it's silent. Oh yes. So let me tell y'all what happened to me this weekend. So I was trying to get back in contact with my higher self, because I felt like for like 2 weeks I couldn't hear nothing. Like, I mean, I was hearing stuff. What's the money node? Oh no, the money house. So I had Saturn in my money house, which is crazy. But this weekend, I was like, I don't know why. It was like a couple of days where I felt like I really couldn't hear this specific voice that was like giving me information about myself, if that makes sense. Like, it was like telling me my childhood story, like it was my higher self. And I'm like, for some reason, these last couple weeks, I've been feeling kind of like disconnected from that. So I went into a meditation on Friday, turned off all the lights, because when you get in complete darkness, it changes everything, right? So I cut off all the lights, no TV on, no nothing. I'm sitting there, you know, with my mask on, and I took an Eddie because I needed to get there and get there quick. Sis lacks patience. So I'm sitting there for a minute, and then I hear the voice. And it was like, do you feel yourself feel yourself. And y'all, so I felt intimate. It's like, it felt like everything disappeared around me, and all I could feel was the pain in my body, y'all. It was like everything was gone. It felt like I had a collar around my neck. Like it was so much energy right here. It felt like I had a collar around my neck. It felt like I was shackled at the ankles. And she said, you did this to yourself. And she was like, feel yourself. You don't need that anymore. Let it go. So I said, who is this? I heard Hurkani is what I heard back to me. And it spooked me. It spooked me. And then so I got out of it for a second because I'm like, wait a second. What are you talking about right now? Because I have feelings about that. So I'm like, what are you talking about right now? Or whatever. And so I get out of it for a second just so I can catch my breath, so I can just get my energy to calm down. I go back into it and she said, the energy that you're scared of is your own energy. She said, nobody is attacking you. Nobody is nothing anymore. This is your energy. And it's so intense that you don't even know how to be in it. And so I'm like, okay. She's like, let it go. And I said, okay, I'm letting it go. And y'all, it was so much energy just started releasing from my heart space, releasing from my neck. I feel like a new person. And that's probably why I got all this damn energy and I'm bouncing off the damn walls. But I thought that was so crazy. Like, I legit was like, it's a voice. You know, like it's a specific, like, and when it comes through, it's almost like a presence. Like it feels like a presence, and it feels like if, I guess, God was talking to you. Like it's like like it resonates. Like it's like deep. I don't even know how to explain it. It's intense. But the moment that I did that, I started feeling my energy, and I realized that the energy that I've kind of been scared of my whole entire life is my energy. I am very intense emotionally. So not only do I have a Scorpio moon, which is the full spectrum of emotions, like you can't get any more intense than fucking Scorpio energy, but I have it in the 28th degree, which means that for some reason, when I am emotional, the whole room stops. When I start to say something because I done got mad, everybody stops in their fucking track. And it's like I'm able to command attention. I'm able to whatever. But like when I was younger, it used to freak me out because when I would lean into that energy is when I would end up like me and my brother fighting and I actually hurt him or I actually whatever. So I've always been terrified of feeling that energy. And so, child, I've been scared of my own shadow this entire time, which blew my mind. Imagine being ruled by Saturn. I am ruled by Saturn, baby. I'm ruled by Saturn and Venus. That's what I mean when I say I'm a Capricorn Taurus. There are 3 types of every single sign. Depending on what decan you are ruled by 2 planets. If you in the first decan, you ruled by that whatever planet twice. So a first decan Taurus is ruled by Venus twice. A second decan Taurus is ruled by Mercury, because Virgo, and also Venus. A third decan is ruled by Capricorn and Taurus, which is Saturn and Venus. I'm ruled by Saturn in so many different places. So baby, believe you me, I have known the struggle. I've struggled my whole entire life. I could write the fucking playbook for struggle. Thank you for posting on YouTube because I hate to miss your content. Oh, you're welcome, baby. I know, because I be getting on here very randomly, and I feel like I'm different than most content creators because I don't have like no schedule. I don't post several times a day. I just get on here when spirit moves me, and that's it. I haven't heard that voice in months. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. You're not doing nothing wrong. You just gotta sit there, and you gotta keep sitting there. You gotta keep sitting there. Like you gotta keep getting geared up to sit there. Take the time, whatever the time it take the time. Because I said the same thing in the moment that I sat there and I relaxed into that energy and I release expectations, right? Because I think we so used to meditation being about a goal. I sat in there with no goal whatsoever. I just was listening to the sounds that was happening around me so that I can immerse myself in that present moment. When I got into that present moment, it's like everything faded away. Everything went black. And I was able to hear so clearly. And she started by like, it was kind of like just telling me a story that led into it. And she's like, feel yourself. And I felt myself and I was like, oh, what the? And I could feel it. It's like I could feel all the energy around me. And I was just like, no, like I've been doing energy work for 2.5 years and I still feel like I have so much energy to release. But y'all understand what my background was. Like it was a brutal environment that I came up in, you know, when you went through so much pain and suffering throughout your life, so many of us are holding on to that energy because we think that it serves us in some type of way. That is no longer serving you anymore. The sacrifice for you getting to this new version of yourself is your old self. That means you got to look at your old habits. You got to look at your old belief systems, and you got to be willing to let go of anything that is no longer serving you. Meaning that back then, yes, it did help you in some capacity to be able to survive. But if you don't have those same fucking problems, you don't need those same mechanisms. And I think sometimes we don't ever go back and relook at them mechanisms and renew that. You have to renew that, because what helped you then is now prohibiting you from getting to where you want to go. I feel like, oh shit, damn. I feel like comfort in a resonance. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. It's like I'm not scared of it, but it is intense. It's like, you know how they tell us like dark magic is evil, or like dark energy is evil? Dark energy is feminine energy. So it tracks with them suppressing the feminine, you know? Even when Spirit was talking to me about 369 and the curses of 369, right? And she was talking about how some of these TV shows or some of these networks, like the one that is very spiritual, is named after some of these TV shows or some of these networks, like the one that is very spiritual is named after. I'm like, what's the 369? Now, esoterically, people, not modern, not the whitewash version, esoterically, the 369 chakras would be your root chakra, which esoterically is ruled by the moon, making it a feminine chakra, not a masculine chakra like everybody else say. So it's a feminine chakra, right? It's ruled by the moon, so that's emotions, that's Cancerian energy, that's nurturing energy. Makes sense because that chakra is about you feeling emotionally, physically, financially safe. How else, when do you feel that? Through nurturing, through people nurturing you, okay? So esoterically, the 3 would be the moon. The 6 would be Venus, which is your heart space. Now that still tracks. That's modern and modern and esoteric astrology say that the heart space is ruled by Venus, okay? So 3, 6, which makes sense. Venus is also ruled 6. 6 is the number associated with Venus. And then 9 would be your crown chakra is Saturn. Now, you know how they talk about like curses being placed on Saturn, and that's how we stuck into this reality. Saturn is your crown chakra, which people don't know that. And that's your connection to the divine. So if they put a curse on your divine, that means your connection to your higher self is tampered with. So one thing that I did this weekend when I was like talking to Spirit about this is I said, by divine decree, all curses, hexes, spells, binds, limitations, or restrictions placed on my chakra system are removed indefinitely and can never, like no cords, hexes, spells, binds, all that can ever be placed on my chakra, and energy instantly started to disintegrate. Instantly. I'm talking about instantly. When you feel energy, you can tell what works. Another thing that Spirit had me say this weekend was I trust love. That started expanding me. Like that started expanding instantly. I trust love. Calling on the energy of free will. You know, saying by divine decree, I have free will over my mind. Changes things. Changes things. I'm telling you. Yes, I just told myself it's been me against me the whole time. Yes, Andre, I'm proud of you though. Thank you. Where do you go to find out who you are ruled by? You need to look at your date of birth. And so the first 10 degrees of a sign is the first decan. The second 10 degrees is the second. The third 10 degrees, because every sign is made up of 30 degrees. So there's not just April and May Taurus. No, there's 3 separate Tauruses in there, and that's the part that we be missing, right? So the first decan is always going to be ruled by double whatever it is. So if you're a Taurus, it's going to be double Venus, right? But then the next one is the sign that is in that sign, meaning the earth sign. Since we're talking about Taurus, we're talking about earth signs. The next earth sign that follows Taurus is Virgo. So that means the second decan is ruled by Virgo. The next earth sign that follows Virgo is Capricorn, which means the third decan is ruled by Capricorn. Okay. So when you look at, I don't know, what would be another sign? The only signs you can't do this for are Leo though, and Leo and Cancer, because they're purely feminine energy, purely masculine energy, only ruled by the moon, only ruled by the sun. But let's say, I don't know, Pisces. Okay. The first 10 degrees of Pisces is going to be double Pisces. The second is going to be whatever water sign follows after Pisces. So what? Pisces. What are the other water signs? Scorpio and Cancer. So Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So yeah, I have 3rd deck in Taurus too. Same exact stellium. Yep. When's your birthday? May 16th. You can talk about Saturn in the first. Can you talk about Saturn in the first house? Yes. So the restrictions and limitations that you're going to have to. So Saturn is basically telling you, hey, sister, you need to come up with a plan. Because wherever you have Saturn, there are going to be restrictions and limitations that you place on yourself, specifically in your belief system, that prohibit you from being able to thrive. So that means that this is an area where you're going to struggle until you're about 29. So Saturn is telling you, hey, sister girl, you need to come up with a plan. So when Saturn is in your first house, depending on what it's in, that is what you're going to struggle with. You're going to struggle with yourself, how you're perceived. You're going to struggle with being perceived. You're going to struggle with how you show up. You're going to struggle with the version of yourself that people meet people are introduced to when they meet you. You're going to struggle with first impressions. You're going to struggle with stuff like that. Yes, thank you. I binge your podcast. Oh, thank you. And you look so pretty like always. It's giving pretty in pink. It's giving heart chakra courage. Thank you. I got up this morning and was just like, I need to wash my freaking hair and put it down or something. I'd be so scared. Me too. I think I dealt with a lot of fear when it came around spirituality in general, because I wasn't scared of nothing in this life but ghosts. And it was reconfirmed when Paranormal Activity came out. Fucked me up. Like my whole life, I never, like sharks, which is a past life thing. Heights, also a past life thing that has to do with the sharks. But the ghosts, I don't know where that came from. But I was terrified. And we lived in a haunted house when I was 16. And my mom used to leave me at home when my brother would go get his hair braided. And so I'm in all kind of sports because I'm trying to stay out the house. Because when I say it was haunted, baby, there is no mistaking it. The ghost was bold as hell. How many ever it was in there? Bold as hell. Did not, like, if we was talking about them, they would make it known that they hear us. like it was crazy. So I think it took me a minute to like get out of this fear of the other side. What happened is somebody spiritually attacked me. And I have been a fighter my whole life. I've never hidden that from anybody. That has literally, like, I went through a stage of, like, growing up, I went through a stage of not fighting for myself. So when I became an adult, I felt like everybody had me fucked up and everybody could get it. So I went through this stage of just being a menace to society. And when that spiritual attack happened, I was like, baby, I fight in the real world. You're not about to get me on some shit that I can't see. So I started really studying, because whatever you fear, you need to study, because you don't know enough information. Fear is just a result of not having enough knowledge. But when you know enough knowledge, you know how to navigate. So I started reading all kinds of spiritual books, and I'm talking about, I spent days upon days upon days, all hour of the days. I wasn't even watching TV. I was nothing. I was just listening to spiritual books on audiobooks, and I'm taking notes because I'm preparing for war, because you ain't about to be turning me everywhere but loose and I can't fight you a fair fight. Like, you know. So I started studying, I started doing all that, and that's when it changed my perspective on it. That's when I stopped being scared. When I actually started putting them into practice, when I was getting spiritually attacked, and that shit started working, I was like, oh yes, oh now, y'all got the wrong one. I'm about to show you every time. I'm giving it to you. I'm giving it to you. So yeah. But fear is holding you back though. When you scared, do it scared. Fear is just an emotion. It's supposed to be fleeting. You know? And some of y'all, especially if you got a defined spleen, you are going to have to grapple with fear. The fear of inadequacy, the fear that you're not enough, the fear that whatever work you put out is not going to be enough, it's not going to be accepted, the fear of judgment of other people. Like, those things are built into your energetic design. So you're going to deal with a lot of fear, so you're going to have to learn how to navigate fear energy. Hey, Bedford. I'm a Taurus Capstellium too. Wow, Taurus Sun, Venus, Mercury. Oh, I'm a Taurus Sun, Venus, Mercury as well. My midheaven is in Cancer. Capricorn North Node, me too. Capricorn Neptune, Capricorn Uranus. Girl, are you me? The fuck? No, that's dead ass smart. Like, we got the same energy, boo. Ain't no, that is crazy. I have had issues listening to people's boundaries, not purposefully. How do I help myself to listen more? I think a part of it is learning, having good boundaries yourself. Because people who disrespect other people's boundaries are people who don't have good boundaries themselves. Okay, so making sure that you have boundaries set into place and that you stick into them. That is the best way to show yourself that you love yourself, is not allowing everybody to have access to your energy, not allowing everybody to have access to your space, access to your time. You know, you have to be very, very cautious about that. 2, when people are talking to you, instead of listening to respond, listen to try to understand what they're saying. Like, the whole goal when they're talking is for you to put yourself in their shoes. Okay? What they're telling you is not a personal thing. I think when a lot of people are establishing boundaries for the first time, or trying to set up a boundary with somebody else, it makes them feel uncomfortable, and the other person believes that it's about them. It's not about you, baby. It's not about you at all. And don't take it personal. Understand that this person respects themselves and they need certain things that are going to be different than the things that you need. So anytime somebody puts up a boundary with you, you have to respect it if you respect that person. Because if you disrespect it, you don't respect that person, and that's a whole nother conversation, right? So I think the most important thing is to try to listen to people, to hear them, and know that whatever it is that they're going through has nothing to do with you, but they just need different things. And in order for you to stay in that space, you know, you got to respect those boundaries. Also understand that there's a difference between demands and boundaries. Boundaries protect you from outside things, whereas demands are you having to show up a specific way to make somebody else feel comfortable. That is completely different than a boundary. A boundary is to stop something from coming in. A demand is to basically tell somebody how they need to act in your presence, and that's completely different. Okay, I hope that was helpful. There's an app called Charts. You can look into your chart there. Yes, you can also use Astrology Master. You can also use Cafe Astrology as well. That's why our charts are so similar. My birthday is 5/16/92. Okay, we got the same birthday, baby. The exact same birthday. Yeah, girl, we was born the same day. So that's probably why. But also the difference in our chart is going to be the location that you were born. I was born in Norfolk, Virginia. My Saturn is in Cancer in the 7th house. Okay. Nurturing in relationships is what you're going to struggle with. I have Saturn and Leo in the 12th house. Authenticity. And when you're being authentic, you're probably going to gain a lot of secret enemies, because the 12th house is the house of secret enemies. 12th house is ruled by Pisces. So it's subconscious mind. It's introspection. So you're going to have trouble when it comes to authentically showing up, but also authentically, creatively expressing yourself while you're on your spiritual journey. Fear. Face everything and rise. Period. We love that. LOL. We have the same B-Day, sis. Yes, we do. Hi, I'm from Ireland. Hi, from Ireland. Swear I wish I knew what y'all was talking about. Love listening to this shit, though. Child, I'm all over the place. I feel like it's because I have good boundaries, but I was raised, if I didn't put myself first, I suffer. In a way, yeah. In a way, yeah. Because life is ultimately about self. And people try to tell you, you know, not to be selfish, you know. But when I was a kid, my auntie told me that. I remember I was like 12 or 13, we was in a car. And I was coming to her because my brother was somewhat of a bully when I was a kid. Because I was very, very nice. And my brother was trying to prepare me for life. Because he felt like everybody was going to run over me because I was just too nice. I was too kind. And he was like, girl, it's a battle zone out there. You need to tighten up. Right? So, I went to my auntie to try to get some help, and she basically was like, well, you're selfish, and the difference between you and him is that the way he looks at family is different than the way that you look at family. And I'm like, well, damn, that's crazy, because every time I need somebody to clean your house, every time I need somebody to watch your motherfucking kids, y'all don't call him, y'all call me. So how the fuck am I selfish, right? But that conversation, until recently, I didn't know how much that conversation affected me. And that's the moment when I started tap dancing. That's the moment when I started people pleasing, and I started trying to not be selfish. And through me trying to not be selfish and show up in a way that they wanted me to show up, I ended up being miserable, because I was constantly centering everybody else. I was constantly prioritizing everybody else's comfort, everybody else's happiness in front of mine. And that's not how life is supposed to be. Okay? So, yes, when you don't know how to prioritize yourself, when you don't know how to love yourself right, you are going to suffer, because the very foundation of care is built off of your love for yourself first. In order for you to be a caring, in order for you to show up for other people, in order for you to support people in the way that they need to be supported, you have to first provide that same amount of care to yourself, because that is the foundation that it's built on. If you don't love yourself, then you're going to end up having a cup that's empty, and you're going to be asking them same people for help, and they ain't going to have it. And the moment that you refill your cup up, they're going to be back asking you for more. So it's really, really important that you focus energy back into yourself. And it's not selfish. Life is ultimately about self-enjoyment. You are supposed to be living a good experience, and you only live a good experience when you go after good experiences, when you do the things that you like over the things that you don't like. But prioritizing other people in your life will have you showing up to events you don't want to be at, having you miserable at the club, having you doing all these things that you don't necessarily want to do because you want friends, because you want to be accepted, because you want to fit into this lifestyle that is not suited for you. You have to choose you. That's the only way to free yourself, is for you to choose you. Eight 92. Oh, baby. That's Capricorn energy too, because of the 8 and the 8. Yes, child. Because Capricorn energy is 8 energy. Your life skill is in the 8 energy, which is Capricorn energy, meaning that you got to learn how to master Capricorn energy in order for you to fulfill your life purpose in this life. Whoever said their birthday was 8/8/92. Yes, of course. I was born in New York. Makes sense why it's so similar, on the same coast. Yeah, we was right. We was right there, girl. What's the name of the birth chart website? Cafe Astrology is one of them. And you can also use Astrology Master, which is an app. Patterns is another app. Man, I was told I was ignorant because I always thought the world revolved around me. Now I'm older. Child. Keep that, because it really does. It really does. That don't mean don't have compassion and understanding and empathy for other people. Because I think that's where the lines kind of get blurred. For people who are on this path of service to self, it requires extreme narcissism, hatred, and greed, right? And it's because that they are prioritizing themselves at the expense of other people. That's completely different than you choosing to do what is right for you in the moment. You choosing to have good experiences. You choosing to prioritize yourself. You choosing to honor your emotions because you don't got it right now to give. Like, that's completely different than you using other people as a step stool for you to prop yourself up. It should. I hate my people told me that. Now I'm learning to build my boundaries, shaking my head. Yes. And another thing that I was told too is sensitive. Being called sensitive makes you repress your emotions, because you trying not to be sensitive, which means that you have to try not to cry. That's how kids internalize it. When do they tell you being sensitive? When you crying, when you telling, when you snip. So you learn to keep everything inside. And baby daddy never did me no justice. I am sensitive. That's what makes me so unique. That's what makes me be able to connect with the divine and use my vessel to the best of its ability. So I am sensitive, but I think when you a kid, we internalize everything, because you got to think that everything is about us in our life, because our parents are literally living to feed us. They come home, they worried about us. So we do see ourselves as the center of that universe. And sometimes when things happen that have nothing to do with us, we internalize them, because what we lack as a child is perspective. We haven't had the experiences that tell us that this isn't about us. So we make everything about us because everything in that person's life has been about us up until that point. If they was a good mama and daddy and they was taking care of you, and it creates this illusion that you're in control when you can make it about you, but you're not in control. My second house is in Saturn. What does that mean? That is your money house, baby. That is the house of Taurus. That is the house of possessions. That means that is what you're going to struggle with up until the age of 29. That means that's where you need to focus some intention, come up with some strategies, set some rules and boundaries in place so that you don't struggle in that area, and understand up until 29, that is going to feel like an uphill battle. You know, if I had known what I know now, I probably wouldn't have worked this hard and bust my ass this hard. But I have to have money. I have to have it. If it's out there, I need it. Give me 10 of them. So, yeah. Literally, I'm done living my life like that. Yeah, be over it, y'all. It literally what I had did is that I had lost faith in my ability to show up as myself, because I was so loving, I was so nice, I was so sweet, but I was being beat, bruised, battered, knocked outside the motherfucking head because of those things. So I had to try to be different in order for me to survive that environment. But when I got out of that environment, I didn't go back to the way that I was. I continued to move through life in that survival mode, in that version of myself that was just trying to survive in the environment. And that's where we be fucking up, is that we never go back and we never look. And so we wait until we hit that Saturn return, which is about 27, 29. That's why you get that Saturn return. And people don't realize that the midlife crisis is on track for your second Saturn return. It's you getting rid of all the limitations and restrictions that you placed on yourself, and you having to deal with them. You having to process them. You having to tear that shit down so you can emerge into the phoenix who grew from the ashes. So if you can do that before you get to your Saturn return, you save so much energy when it comes to pain and suffering, because pain and suffering only happens when you refuse to move, when you refuse to evolve, when you refuse to change. Pain and suffering is telling you you've hit your fucking boundary, babe. How much lower can we go? Pick yourself up. Change something. Something has to change in order for you to survive this. What is it? You know, they get the overflow. No more poem. Period. They get the overflow. Once you live a life in abundance in the inside, you can give. You can have that spirit of generosity. But the problem is that some of us is trying to have that spirit of generosity when we ain't got it. We too busy trying to help and fix everybody else, because we distracting ourselves from the fact that we need to pull that energy on the inside in-house. Fix that first before we can extend that to other people. That's what I'm trying to teach my mentees too, because I feel like a lot of them, sometimes in the process of them trying to fix themselves, and I'm saying focus on you, and they worried about this person, worried about the kids, worried about the husband. No, focus on you. But they never did it before. So this is their first time doing it. So it's a lot for them to navigate, you know, because when you haven't done something for the first time, you are literally creating it as you go. You don't have nobody to ask. You don't have no ask. It's crazy. Ask. You don't have anybody to ask. You don't have no guidance. You literally paving the way for the people behind you. You have a beautiful personality. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you guys. You guys have so many compliments today. Stop. Yes, that's what everybody calls me. I'm so sensitive. Be sensitive, girl. Be sensitive. I would rather feel than to not feel. Because when you don't feel, you end up with a world of hatred, of greed, of narcissism, where people are dying, where y'all don't give a fuck about killing babies. Yeah, you right. I am sensitive. I do care about things. And you're supposed to care. You are supposed to care. You are designed to care. Aquarius in my 6th house, Saturn in 11th. I'm tired. Ooh, baby. Child, yes. Because constant changes in your health and diet and your routines has to happen in order for you to survive. The Aquarius in the 6th house. Saturn in the 11th house, that's the house of reputation. That means that networking is going to be really, really hard for you. But that's probably a way for you to transform in some type of way as well, which is fucking insane. Oh, shit. Off topic, but I was wondering if you can tell me the difference between spirit and soul. I sure can, girl. So your spirit is your mind and your soul is your emotions. Your spirit is the vehicle for your consciousness, meaning that your mind and your consciousness are two different things. Spirit is the vehicle where everything exists inside the mind. So you're not actually in this reality, you're in your mind right now. Okay, and I know that seems convoluted. I know that seems very hard to conceptualize. Sorry. I know that's really hard to conceptualize, but everything is happening in the mind. Your body is a part of your mind. Your soul is a part of your mind. Your spirit, it's like your mind is like the vehicle with where everything is. Your soul is your emotions, okay? Your soul is what causes you to vibrate. Your soul is what causes you to resonate at a frequency, okay? Your soul has this faux hot energy is what Buddhists call it. But it's the energy of creation. It's the energy of activation. It's the energy of action. It's what where the law of vibration comes from, that everything is in constant motion. Okay, so your soul is your emotions. Okay, your soul is the internal mother. It's the internal nurturer. Your soul communicates to you through your emotional world, and that's why you need to pay attention to your emotion, because your emotions are your guide in this reality. The problem is that we have a problem separating ourselves from our emotions. We think that our emotions are a state of being, and they can be, but that's not what they're intended to be used for. Emotions are energy in motion. They're supposed to come through and tell you, I like this or I don't like this. They're supposed to come through and tell you it's time to rest or it's time to get busy. Okay, that is it, that is all. But we confuse things when we believe that I'm sad. When we say stuff like, instead of I'm feeling sad, feelings come and go. But when you say I'm sad, then you're moving yourself into the state of being sad. That means you're moving your overall core frequency to sadness. You're tuning your frequency to sadness, opposed to allowing the sadness to move through you and you to realize, yeah, whatever this was, I don't like that. Okay, so that is your soul. Your soul is talking to you. Your higher self is talking to you. Your guides are talking to you through your emotions. Pay attention to your emotions because they're your guide. Your spirit is your mind. Okay, so spirit, soul, body, Holy Trinity. Mind, body, soul, Holy Trinity. Okay, spirit is masculine. Soul is feminine. Spirit creates through thought. Soul creates through emotion. I needed to hear that. You better talk to. Yeah, sometimes, it just hops in me and I be having to say what's on my mind because I know it be somebody out there that need to hear it. Yes, the baby just got here. I hate when children told to stop being sensitive. Yeah, it's like, it's okay to be sensitive. It's okay to feel your emotions. This is their first time here. You got to think of that too. This is the baby's first time here. They don't know. We the ones who condition them to behave a certain way, and that's why it's important for us to heal from our trauma, because we imprint those same things onto our kids. So whatever it is that you have not dealt with is now your kid's problem. If you want to be a good parent, you have to learn how to heal from your stuff so you can help them heal when it becomes their issue, because it will become their issue because they set in your body. They have your DNA that is bogged down with all that shit. It's gonna come up. And it's either you gonna reject them because you haven't dealt with it yourself, or you gonna help them navigate it. Well, that's exactly how life has been. I just turned 27 on 10/31. Happy birthday, girl. I love Scorpio. Shout out to the Scorpios. Gee, that makes so much sense. Since my second house is in Saturn, I have had hella issues with money. Yes. Understand though, it is something that you're gonna have to kind of deal with for a while, but you need to maintain the thought process of money, meaning like money is not hard to get, although you are going to feel that you have to work hard for money, and it's because you're going to struggle with money up until you're 29. After you hit that point though, after you hit that tip over point, you have to switch the way that you're thinking about money, because money does show up when you need it, and not everything is solved with money too. I was talking about talking to one of my mentees earlier, and she was basically saying how she wanted to do this massage and how she was worried about the massage. The massage was $250, whatever. She waited a little bit and it went on discount, and she was able to get it for exactly what it is that she had set aside for it, right? So I was telling her that when I release expectation, that's when I'm able to manifest the most, because when you think that something is coming in a specific way, you limit yourself. That is you placing Saturn's energy over it. Okay? So what I've been doing instead is just saying like, hey, I'm going here, show me the way. Okay, this is what I want to do, show me the way. And I was telling her there was a concert that I wanted to go to. Mariah Carey was having her Christmas concert. Well, that's a big thing in LA. Like, people dress up to the nines. Like, they go put on their Sunday motherfucking best, but they look like Santa Claus and Miss Sue and all that shit. They be like, they can't wait for that. They taking all their kids. Like, it's a whole finagle. It's a whole situation, right? The ticket started at $300. Now, I love me some Mariah Carey now. I'll die on that hill. I don't give a fuck. I will be over there until her voice shrivels up. I don't care. But the tickets was like $300, and I was like, yeah, baby, I love you, Mariah, but I'm not paying $300 to be in the back. That's crazy. And so Spirit told me to wait, and it said Wednesday. I look on Wednesday, it was one ticket off to the side towards the front, $70. So when you in tune with the energy and when you listen, I'm telling you, we was trying to go to Kaytranada concert. I told my brother, Spirit is telling me to wait till Tuesday. Wait till Tuesday. He said, okay. He go to his friend's house, let his anxiety get to him. Him and his friend both got anxiety out the motherfucking ass. They called me in the middle of the night drunk talking about we need to get these tickets right now. I'm like, okay, I'll spend $200 for the tickets on Tuesday. The concert was canceled. You know? So release expectations. Listen to your body and what it's telling you in that situation. And also know that it's not going to always come in a sense of you having the full amount of money. It can come in a sense of a discount. It can come in a sense of other things, and you have to be open to that. When I first moved to California, I got out here. I moved a month after my papa passed away. I got here. My cousin passed away, who was 30. I lost the job that I came out here for. 2 weeks into me being into here, I had no fucking idea what I was going to do. I was just like, show me the fucking way. My apartments ended up sending me a message about COVID relief. And they ended up paying my bills for 3 months while I could figure it out. Okay? People think that luck or the universe is working for you through money by you having success. No, it's working for you in other ways, and you got to be open to that. You have to. You have to. I'm grateful to not have kids, though, because it's much easier to focus on myself. Yes, I agree. Kids are a serious thing. You know, and I've always taken having kids very serious because I was born to 2 very young kids. They was 18 and 19, had 2 kids. One went out to the military, the other stayed home. Then it was a toxic situation because imagine how we are at 19, 20 years old. We don't have no fucking coof. They didn't have no coof. They didn't have no damn guidance. They out in here in the world trying to figure it out by each other, which is already enough stress. And then you put 2 kids in the mix, you know? So then my mama had to leave that situation because it was toxic and then take care of 2 kids by herself. So that means I have been evicted and lost everything over and over and over and over again. I've had to experience things that kids should not have to experience. So kids are a serious fucking thing. If you can wait until you're older, please wait until you're older. I'm telling you, the perspective that you get after 30 is crazy. The way I look at life now, the way I was looking at life back then, I don't even know how she even survived having 2 kids. She was at the club. I know how she survived. You know, she was self-medicating. I know how she survived, but you shouldn't have to do that. You know, hey, Ray. Hey, 6027. I thought you was changing. Hey, SL. I thought you was changing your username. I have a Saturn Taurus in the 11th house. Yep. Saturn in the 11th house is reputation, is connections, is friends. You'll probably have a lot of struggles when it comes to friends, specifically around figuring out what you value so that you can prioritize yourself and align yourself with the right friends. Yes, the emotions are a compass as to where we are at. Yes. Hey, Jazz. Hold on. Damn, I'm sorry, y'all. I lost the where I was at. Okay, hold on. Here we are. You explained that so well, sis. Thank you. Definitely gave me clarity. You are so welcome, my love. Hey, real one. Yes. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to read through the comments. Wow, that's amazing. Yes. Show me the way. Yes, because the how is not your business. And that's what we got to understand. Yours is the what. That's it. The what. And the what is, what's the thing you want to create and what do you want to feel? The how is none of your business. That is your spirit team. They're here to help you and to guide you. And when we get to thinking about the how, you got to think, we think in such a limited way. Why not let our higher self, who is at a higher density, who can see the whole fucking board, figure out the how? Because we thinking from this limited place, we don't even know all the options that are available to us. So leave it up to them so that you get more than what it is that you was even asking for. You are so very welcome, the real deity. What the hell is this? I love you, girl, but no. Yes, I've always saw having kids as a serious thing. Yeah, I do not play around when it comes to them kids. I do not play around when it comes to them kids, because when you've been on the other side of that and when you've been a depressed kid, meaning that I don't know a time in my life until now where I was not depressed. Even when I do like exercises where I'm like, you know, calling on my inner child, depressed as hell, been depressed. All the joy sucked out of her. at a very young age, you just gotta be careful. And then when I look at, you know, some of the kids in my family, I see that same sadness that I had in myself. And I try to tell their parents, I try to, you know, stop it from happening, but you cannot tell people how to raise their kids, you know? So it's really hard for me. Sometimes I'll just leave because I can't watch it, because I see it. And I see it and I say something, I'm gonna say something, because I don't play about them kids. I will get into it with you about your kids. I always been like that. To me, that's a fight worth fighting. I don't care. If you want to tussle in the mud about it, fine. Your kid just gonna have to watch you get beat up, and you deserve it. I love you. Your energy is beautiful. It's always good in here. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Show ain't got no friends. Yeah, it's because you learn through your relationship. So up until about 29, you're gonna kind of struggle. And then if you don't make any changes in that area, you'll continue to struggle. So people are gonna misperceive you. People are going to talk about you. People are probably gonna gossip a little bit about you, say things. But just know that is where you really need to make sure, since you got it in Taurus. Taurus is telling you what you value is important. You can't make friends based off of the mass version that you create so that you fit in. You got to make friends based off of who you actually are on the inside. Taurus is about your values and what you prioritize, and that's going to tell you what you like and what you don't like. So you got to make sure that it's based off of the authentic you, the real you, and not this superficial version of you. That's me. I've always dreamed of having babies and being married, but accepted not having them now. Me too. And y'all, I will have nightmares, and it would be like me in the house and somebody trying to get in the house, and I'm trying to, like, I had a nightmare, y'all, where it was somebody at my door who was trying to get through my door. After I just walked my family outside, you know, they came to see the baby, and she was gorgeous. She was like a little chocolate curly haired baby, and I'm like, okay, girl, we see you, everything I always wanted to be. And so I'm in the house, and I go and I lock the door behind me, and it's like these people trying to break into my house. And so I go out the back door. I'm running with the baby in my arms, and I'm talking about, this is a newborn baby. I get to my car. I don't have no car seat in my car. So I for some reason, I think I have another car down the block. So I start running. These people is chasing me, and I'm frantic because I'm like, I cannot protect my baby. I jump out the fucking dream in a hot sweat. And I'm just like, what's going on? And not only that, I tried to hand the baby to my mama. I dropped the damn baby. I dropped the baby on her head, and she brand spanking new baby. And it's just, that is my internal fear, because one, I raised every child in my family. I know exactly what to do with a baby. I've been raising babies since I was 7. Like, I've been raising babies since I was 7. You know, so I know what to do, but it's just like, there's this fear inside of me that's just like, if I cannot give my kid the world, I'm not having one. And I mean that, because I suffered as a kid. Like, we was the people who was being talked about. We was getting hand-me-down clothes. That shit is, all of that shit is embarrassing. It's hard to be the talk of your family. You know, it's hard to go through eviction after eviction and everybody telling your business, everybody whatever, you losing everything. So people got to rally to give you stuff. You feel like such a burden and such a charity case. Not only that, you got to live with other people. You don't want to live with them. They talking shit about you, but you can't say nothing because you're living in their motherfucking house. They talking about your mama, but because you're a kid, if you talking about my mama, you talking about me. It's crazy. You know, so I've always really, really cared about the environment that I'm bringing a kid into. Greetings all. I wanted to attempt to make my birth chart. My parents are gone, and I don't know what time I was born. Any other way to make it? Yes. Go to whatever county you was born in. Go to the Vital Statistics or Vital Records office and ask them for a long form of your birth certificate. They're going to ask you why. For educational purposes. You can do whatever with this information. Let them know that you are applying for dual citizenship in Ghana, and they'll give it to you. Not you deserve it. They do, though, if them babies is suffering. Absolutely. And I don't mind it. I don't want to do it, especially not in front of no kids. But nuck. If you nuck, then I'm buck. So you chose this path, not me, sister. Yes, OMG, yes. I'm the same way when it comes to them kids. Please, people get mad when I speak about it. Me too. But I can see it. Like, I know one of my gifts in this life is that I know pain. I can see it on people. They could look me in my eye and be like, hi, it's nice to meet you. And then the ones who is the life of the fucking party, them is the ones you need to watch for. The ones who always making people laugh, the one that's bouncing off the wall, them is the ones that be having the saddest fucking eyes. They making sure everybody good. They making sure they might be the friend that disappeared for a while. You don't know where they went, but then they pop back like nothing ever happened. Like, them is the ones. Them is the ones you need to pay attention to. What do you think about the covenant that Natalie made? I don't know. She blocked me. So, I don't know. I don't know what that's about either. I couldn't tell you, baby. Gratitude to you, Tahuti. Yes, very traumatizing. It is. I keep seeing 611, 511, 411, 911. All of the 1-1 numbers. It definitely feels like a new beginning is starting for you. 6 is about harmony and balance in relationships. 5 is about change, meaning like letting go of what is no longer serving you. 4 is also about change, but it's telling you that change is coming through a new beginning. And then 9 is about you letting go of the past and you letting go of whatever is no longer working for you, allowing yourself to transform into this new version of yourself. Wait, why she block you? Baby, I couldn't tell you. I didn't even ask no questions. I don't even care, to be honest. I don't. But I think it was like a comparing type of situation. I don't think, and no issues really started between us until she found out I had a platform. But I mean, I think everybody just kind of like, to be honest, like I'm the type of person who I feel like if I'm bothering you or I'm like not your people, that is okay. I know that I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And I feel like if what you got to do is block me for you to have your peace of mind, please, by all means, do that. Because I'm always there for you doing whatever is best for yourself. So I don't necessarily know what it is. I still admire her. I still think that she does amazing work. I still send people her way, but I can't worry about it, baby. Sam, I've been conscious of the environment I want my kids in because I was aware early. Me too. People think that kids don't know what's going on. People think that kids don't hear things. Kids hear everything. I was a kid. I know. I don't want my kids feeling how I felt growing up. Me either. Now she blocked you. I follow her because of you. Yeah. A lot of people did, baby. Is it okay to eat meat? For people who have an acidic body versus an alkaline body, which are going to be alkaline, people who have alkaline bodies, alkaline mouths, are usually people who are colored. Okay? Us, melanated folks. Okay? Eating meat is eating dead energy, meaning that there is no nutritional value. You get energy through, energy through light, which means that you need to eat foods that are still living. So fruits and vegetables are the best course of action for us. However, I'm not going to tell you not to eat meat, or I'm not going to tell you that you got to change your whole life in one day. It's up to you. But what's for your highest good is vegetables and fruits, because they're still alive when you eat them. And not these genetically modified ones that they selling you. You are an amazing teach, so kind, very needed, but you also don't play, so I love that. Yeah, you gotta have boundaries. Life is about balance. I think probably like 80% of the time I take the high road, and then 20% of the time I'm on the same bullshit that they own. So, balance, baby. I think that's really, really important, because toxic positivity is a thing too. Being too positive, and I think that's what be happening in religions, is that those people are so devoted to being good that they don't know how to handle when they don't meet that standard, and they end up doing something so fucking drastic that really, really rocks their identity, rocks their faith. And it's toxic positivity. You are not just good. You are good and bad. And you need a balance of both in order for you to polarize the way that you're supposed to polarize. Shout out to all of us with karmic debt life path numbers. Yes. If you have a 16, a 14, baby, I'm telling you, life has turned me every way but loose. When a Taurus comes in, I know I'm on the right path. You are the most inspirational I've met. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I think my energy is 6 energy. So my energy gets along with a lot of different other energies. And I think kind of too, what separates me from other people is that I'm a real person. Like when I say I care, I really care about us. Like it's something I can't shake. I've been like this my whole entire life. I've never been anything different. Anytime I see somebody experiencing an injustice, I'm likely to speak up for other people before I speak up for myself. I've been like that my whole life. The first time I ever stood up to my bully was when he started trying to pick on my best friend. Then shit got real. But before that, he was whooping my ass. He was whooping my ass. You know, but that's just how I've always been. And I think too, like, I've never understood competition or judgment, really. It's like I was judgy on certain things, but that was like conditioning from my mom. And the moment I realized it, I was like, oh, I got to stop being like that. Because I don't really agree with that. That's her shit that I'm just perpetuating as my own. You know, so I never understood the thing of competition because I've never, ever been in competition with another person. I'm only ever in competition with myself. Like, I want myself to get better, but I never, like, look at somebody and be like, I need to beat you at something because that makes me feel more valuable. Like, I've never been like that. And so, like, even when I did sports, I did track and field. That was, like, my favorite sport because I'm in my own individual lane. I don't have to depend on anybody else to show up because I didn't really trust people when I was a kid because when you get to depending on people, literally my life had been a wreck for depending on people. So, you know, like, I was in an individual sport that was a team sport. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I never, like, even, that's why they hated me in track because I was 7th in the nation when I quit. I was number 1 in the state. Like, I was really, really good at track. There's still some track, and don't go look me up, but there's still some track interviews and stuff online from that. And the thing that the throwers hated about me was that I didn't care. It was paying for college. I just happened to be good at that shit. And I think me not caring got me so fucking far in that industry. It got me so far. So I've never been like that type of person. And also too, if I fall out with you, I'm not malicious. I don't think I have a malicious bone in my body. If we fall out, I'm not going to go call every friend I have in my phone and tell them why we fell out. You know, like, I'm not going to go after you. I'm not going to get online and start spreading your fucking business. I'm not going to tell the person that you hate I'm not doing any of that. That takes too much work. And to be honest, I don't care and I don't wish you bad. It just didn't work. You know? So I feel like I think about life differently, and I kind of always have thought about life differently because the only thing I've ever wanted in life was peace and harmony. Everything else I could have did away with. But I had to go through everything else to really be solidified in that place. So I don't know. I think it's enough space at the table for all of us to win. I think there's enough love to go around for everybody. I think that if we came together and we worked together, we could get way farther, you know? And I just been hoping my whole life that people start feeling that way too, because I feel such like an outcast or so different than most people. Like, even in the way that I handle people, I go in with genuine intentions, and they used to get me fucked up because I would assume that because I'm honest, they honest. I would assume because I have good intentions, they have good intentions. And that was not the case. When I say that got me in the most fucking trouble is assuming that people are telling me the truth when they're not. You know, because I've always had the motto, if I gotta lie about it, I shouldn't did it. And I stand on my square about everything I did. I think it's quite comical because I'm a fucking mess like everybody else. You know, but I feel like, you know, I used to think that people was operating in the same way that I was operating, and that is foolish of you to think that. That's how you get taken advantage of. If I had a dollar for every time I was called the life of the party, or when for every time one of my family members told me I didn't know y'all was family. Oh, hold on, shit, damn, the screen done jumped. I'm sorry, hold on. Oh, one of my family members' friends told me I didn't know you was part of the family. That's crazy. You're welcome, Anita. Accept all emotions, you're a human. Yes. Yep, 5 is the number of change, but 5 is like, 5 is the number that ends up hanging out with outcasts. 5 is the number that has to continuously be evolving in order for them to feel safe, in order for them to move through life. They're here to teach other people how to transform, how to evolve, how to move on, how to let go. So they're very adaptable and mutable in that way. 5 is actually associated with Mercury, which means that 5 is both masculine and feminine energy, but it's slightly more feminine than it is masculine. Yes, those people spirits start showing, and it's ugly. It's so sad too, because I would just be thinking to myself, it does not have to be this way. It does not have to be like this. Like, I'm not even on that. But I mean, you can't make somebody see you. You can't make anybody understand your intentions. And I think I've tried so much in my life being misunderstood and trying to get people to get me that I'm at this place where I don't have nothing to prove. Like, I'm very genuine in the way that I operate. Like, sometimes even y'all write me on here and be, like, ask, say y'all want to meet me or whatever, and I'll just hop on. Like, I don't ever be on that. I really don't. So, I mean, I don't understand it, but I'll talk to spirit. I know what it is, and I just genuinely, I wish everybody the best. I'm a life path 33. Okay, ascended master energy. That's what I'm talking about. Period. That's powerful energy, my queen. Pisces, you could benefit from going inside, but you got to be grounded in reality. You need some earth energy in there to help you. My life path is 5. My birthday is 5/25, 5/6/7. So your special gift in life is 7 energy, which is 7 energy is the energy of the philosopher to discover what is unhidden. That is going to get you in a lot of places in life. But that energy does come with a little bit of social anxiety. That energy does come with a little bit of hermit mode energy, for sure. Hey, Tanique. Same, I had a deep sense of justice. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like, well, I do know what it is. I have this energy of 15, which is like a divine love for humanity. It does come with a little bit of martyr energy, and I think I've been a martyr plenty of times because I will take it the furthest for people, and they don't even take it the furthest for themselves. But I'll be ready to take it the furthest. But I do care, you know, like I don't care what the cost is. If you doing somebody wrong, like I don't care what the cost is. I don't care if we got to fight. I don't care what it is. I'm saying something. You're going to know. And I feel like people kind of shy away from me sometimes, or did when I was younger, because with me came accountability. You're not about to sit in my face and be a mean girl and be talking shit about somebody who they're not even in the room to defend themselves. Like, that's weird. And it's weird for everybody to be sitting around kiki and ha-ha and then turn around and sit up in that person's face. Like, I grew up with a Sagittarius mama. Sagittariuses are some of the most realest energy ever. Like, they're very honest, very blunt. I said what I said. Who gonna check me? Who gonna check me, boo? Like, that is a Sagittarius energy. My mama has always been honest. I was able to humanize my mama at a very young age because my mama didn't hide nothing from me. If we were struggling, we knew we were struggling. And like back then, I wanted a little bit of shelterance. But I will say that it made me be able to humanize her, and I never looked at her as anything other than, you know, I never looked at her as perfect or needing to be perfect. She never needed to be perfect because she never was in front of me. But I think sometimes our parents will put up this facade that they perfect and everything is good just so that they think they protecting you from something, but they not. They really sheltering you and making you unprepared for life. But yeah, no, I didn't never play when it came to like being honest. Like me and my brother, well, for the most part. I will say for the most part, because my brother is a mess sometimes. But for the most part, we are very, very honest, straight to the point type of people. You get what you give. And I don't put too much effort into anything because certain stuff just be requiring too much effort. And I don't be feeling like doing the extra leg work. Saying people mess up with me thinking that I was trying to compete with them. Yeah. It's so strange. But I get it though, because it's like when you living in your ego, when you living in this separation mindset, it's really, really hard for you to perceive anything as safe. You know, because you're so used to being on guard. You're so used to being on the defense that you start perceiving everything as a threat. And you don't see the good that comes into your space, the good that comes into your life. And I think it could really shoot yourself in the foot, fuck up opportunities for you. Like, it's all kind of stuff that comes from living in this place where you're seeing everything is separate. And I think like sometimes we like to say, oh, we're not this because it makes us feel better. But whatever you see in other people exists inside of you, regardless of how much you've shoved it down. Rejection is often a projection, meaning like the stuff that you rejecting in other people is the shit that you don't want to deal with inside of yourself, that you've convinced yourself that you are not, but you are very much so. I told you I used to reject Joan from girlfriends all the time. I used to use it as a dig to my friend, like, girl, you giving Joan. Like, I used to use that as a dig, and I have that energy inside of me, and that's the energy that terrifies me. Because who wants to be that energy? But that's the energy that terrifies me inside of myself. So whatever you're rejecting, that should be a telltale sign. Anytime you judging somebody else, it's saying something about you. It's not saying something about them. Anytime you rejecting somebody else for something, it's saying something about your own insecurities, not that other person. I've only met messy Taurus ladies, and I hate that for them. They didn't want to be, but they were. What you mean by that? You mean like messy, like gossipy? Or like messy, like a fucking mess? Because I feel like I'm chaotic. When I say I'm a mess, that's what I mean. My energy is here, there, and everywhere, all at one time. Yes, it's crazy how many people don't actually move like that. Yeah. And I'll be like, I've kind of been delusional in my relationships too. And I think like I'll meet somebody and I'll like get excited about them. Like I'll just be like in complete admiration. And I'm the type of person that when I see people doing good, I get inspired. I don't get jealous. Like I legit be like, oh, I need to be over there with them. They over there, you know, doing the shit that I want to do, you know, like I really get inspired and I really be admiring people. And I think sometimes that makes me super fucking delusional. And it also makes it so that people can take advantage of me. It also makes me somewhat of a target because I think people perceive my ability to like admire them or my admiration for them is like some type of weakness. And I think I've learned a lot through relationships because of that. And I think in this stage that I am now, the reason why I'm able to not ask those questions or just kind of let things be what they are is because I spent so much time being misunderstood and trying to explain to people or prove to people that I'm a different way, that I don't want to do this in my next chapter. So if it don't fit, it don't fit. And I'm not going to think too much about it, you know? Ooh, she said, keep falling for potential, but you ain't even that special, baby. Don't blame me for your issues, and I won't blame you for mine. Period. Thank you for your video about each day of the week. You are welcome, boo. Hi, Moonflower. With healing the courage in me, like outside validation, trust in me, what advice do you have? Oh, excuse me. You have to be able to validate yourself. You got to think, like sometimes I think we get caught up in trying to get people to admit what they did to us. And it's like, you need to say that you did X, Y, and Z because I was there. You don't need them to admit it, baby. You were a firsthand witness. You were there in the room with them. You know what happened. So it's not about getting them to admit anything. It's about you being able to heal by yourself. You being able to validate yourself, you being able to look at their perspective and see why they're reacting that way to you, right? Was there something that happened in their life that made them stop trusting people? Was there something in their life that made them start whatever? You know that person, you know what their experiences have been, so you can literally look at it from a holistic point of view and realize that it was never really about you. However, what you need to focus on in that part, in the validation part, or repairing of those relationships or having those conversations, is how it made you feel. Regardless of what happened, this situation made me feel this way. Was that your intention? You know, I also think you gotta, in order for you to get to this place where you really trust yourself, you gotta love yourself, which means you gotta really get to know yourself, which means you gotta spend some time with yourself. So going to do things that you really, really love to do by yourself is really important. Making sure that you prioritize time for you to just kind of like sift through your thoughts, whether that's journaling, that's going on a walk, whether that's meditating, you know. You need to spend more time with yourself so that you can fall in love with yourself again, because I don't think that it really clicked or I really had that change of perspective until I actually started liking myself. And when I started liking myself, that's when my higher self started coming in, because I am of my higher self. I was made in perfect, like a perfect version when I came here. But if I started rejecting parts of myself, my team, how are they going to get to me? You know? So I think a part of it is learning how to relove yourself. A part of it is learning how to nurture yourself. A part of it is realizing that nobody on the outside owes you anything. Everything is an inside job. So you don't need them to admit to what they did. You was there. You know what happened. You need to stand secure in that. And you need to, if you decide to have those conversations, make it about what it's really about, which is how it made you feel. That when people do X, Y, and Z, it makes me feel unsafe. When people do X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, and you're contributing to that in some way. I hope that was helpful. Yeah, the number 7 is the philosopher's energy. It is about uncovering what is hidden. It is about going into the subconscious mind. So a lot of the times those people end up being in books. Those people end up being researching, and my energy is a 7. That's my tool, is the 7 energy. That's why I'm so damn not smart is not the word, but knowledgeable. Okay. But it does come with a little bit of social anxiety. It does come with a little bit of loner energy, not even a little bit, a lot of bit. So that 7 energy is here to learn how to explore the outside world so that they can learn through those experiences as well. They're here to learn how to build sustainable relationships with other people. That's exactly what my natal chart says. I have more feminine energy. I'm very empathic. Me too. So the people who are usually attracted to me are people who have really, really strong masculine energy. They end up being like 7 parts masculine, 2 parts or 3 parts feminine. I am 8 parts feminine, 2 parts masculine, 1 air, 1 fire, but everything else is earth and water. So 6 part earth, 2 part water, and then just fire and air. So I'm purely feminine energy. And so a lot of what people are missing is the nurturing, the caretaking from a genuine place, from a balanced place, from a secure place. And I think that what y'all like in me is what is actually exists inside of y'all. It's just been suppressed for so long. So I just keep showing up so y'all see what it looks like to be in harmony and balance. See what it looks like to have humility and compromise in your communication. See what it looks like to really support and love somebody. And I think just even the way that I have conversations, the way that I handle conflict, I don't know, it's just different. And I just want to keep putting myself out there so y'all can see what that looks like, because I don't have the same issues that I used to. I used to be in conflict with people all the time. I used to, I went through that stage, but once you actually heal yourself and you start actually coming from this place of not being defensive and not perceiving everything as a threat, and you take this standpoint of we're a team, this is somebody I want in my life, it's us against the problem, it changes the way that you view things, it changes the way you handle things. You handle people with a lot more care and understanding, but you're still able to stand on your boundaries too. I have to tell people sometimes, hey, look, hold on, pause. I agree with you, because sometimes people don't even understand when I'm agreeing and when I'm just contributing to a conversation. They'll think that I'm disagreeing with them, and I'm like, that is in alignment with what you're saying. Why are you perceiving it as a disagreement? So I have to stop a conversation and be like, hey, hold on, wait a second. I don't know what's going on, but I am actually agreeing with you. I am not disagreeing with you. If this is feeling like this is becoming something that it's not, it's me and you always against the problem. So, and that always breaks down their defenses. Whatever was up disintegrates, because now they know that we on the same page, baby. So I feel like just the way that I be handling stuff, like I just be wanting people to see more of that. Hey, unveiling the mask. I just thought about you earlier. Oh, girl, what was you thinking about? Wait, are you a girl or a boy? I don't know. Author of no, you a girl, ain't you? I think you are. I think we talked before. The Sagittarius, I know, be lying like a motherfucker. Oh, wow. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever met any Sagittarius that were wait, hold on. Were you in relationship with them though? Because that's completely different. It's like Sagittarius are finesse kings and queens. They be on a lot of bullshit. But like when it comes to the stuff that matter, they be telling the truth. Like they not about to lie about it. I mean, I don't know your Sagittarius though. I can't say that my experience is everybody's experience. I will say that the ones that I've been around, they don't be liars, except for if they are dating you. Then that's a different story, because they lying to you every time because they doing shit on the sly. A Sagittarius don't ever just have one. They kind of play the field a little bit, because they are very spontaneous energy, very promiscuous energy in a way. So in order to keep their ducks in a row, they know who to play with and who not to play with, who to tell the truth and who not to. My mama Sag, but she kept us sheltered. Oh, that's crazy. See, I had a friend who had a mom who was a Sag. One thing I will say about Sagittarius is that their priorities be fucked up. But I will say that they're all different, because again, you can't judge somebody solely off of their sun sign. My mama is a Sagittarius, sun, moon, and Mercury. So she's very, very Sag energy. However, depending on what other people have and where they have it, especially if they got like a high Leo placement or a Libra placement, that could change everything. Yep. Oh shit, damn. Sorry, y'all. Somebody said we super blunt or something. Hold on, I missed something. Oh, damn it. Hold on. Okay. I think I just went by it. Hold on. Yep, we super blunt. Our honesty can be perceived abrasive to others. I definitely would say that. Very, very straight to the point, very clear and concise in your communication. I had and I didn't remember, but it came to mind in a journal session. I'm confused. I had one like 2 days ago. It was very confusing. I had to get up and do some manifesting, and not manifesting, some restructuring, because I was confused too. Halalu, do you think Kamala is gonna make the recount votes after the duty to warn? No. No. Feels like I needed to hear this. Well, I'm glad that you were able to hear it, my love. Taurus ladies showed me their insecurity. They tried to hide it with their beauty, but okay. I don't know. I can't speak for all Tauruses. I will definitely say that I've had a bunch of Taurus friends in my life. I've dated Taurus men. Ick. Double life men. Cam Newton is a Taurus, y'all. When I found that out, that's all I needed to know. That's all I needed to know, baby. I understand why he is the way that he is, because I told y'all. But I will say that Tauruses definitely can be jealous. They can be envious, possessive in a way. When they're unhealed, insecurities are definitely going to be around men and money, if anything. So I mean, I could see that. Men saying, I learned that the hard way last year. Of course, it helped with gratitude. Good. Hey, first time hearing any info on Life Path 9. Hey, Tiff. I thought I don't know why I look like or maybe I've seen you in my likes before. A Life Path 9 is about transforming. You are going to go through a lot of death and rebirth cycles in your life, so you really need to learn how to go with the flow. You really need to learn how to release what no longer is serving you, and make sure that you're constantly processing whatever is coming up, because you are constantly going to be moving through the energy of death and rebirth, which means that you have to be comfortable reinventing yourself over and over again. Also, 9 is the agent of karma as well. So sometimes people just get karma by doing you wrong too. Hope your day was blessed and fulfilled. Thank you, Lori. Who are the feminine zodiacs and planets, and who are the masculines? The feminine zodiacs are the water and earth signs. The masculine are the fire and air signs. The planets that are masculine are going to be half of Mercury, because Mercury is the hermaphrodite. Mercury is masculine and feminine energy. So it's going to be Mercury, Jupiter. Technically, I can't say Pluto, even though Pluto is considered to be a masculine planet, but it rules Scorpio, which is a feminine energy. So that doesn't make sense to me. But it's a co-ruler, not the actual ruler. So I'll say Pluto, Neptune. What else? What we say? Masculine? Mars. Feminine are Venus, Saturn, the moon, and half of Mercury. Who are the masculines? Every planet has masculine and feminine energy. So Venus, masculine energy is Libra, feminine energy is Taurus. Mars, masculine energy is Aries, feminine energy is Scorpio. Scorpio is also co-ruled by Pluto. Saturn, masculine energy is Aquarius, which is also ruled by Uranus. So I guess Uranus would technically be feminine energy, but it's about change and it's associated with 5, so it should be a mix of both the energies, whatever. Feminine energy of Saturn is Capricorn. Moon is Cancer, Sun is Leo. Jupiter, masculine energy is going to be Sagittarius. Feminine energy is going to be Pisces. Mercury, masculine is going to be Gemini. Feminine is going to be Virgo. Is that all of them? Neptune, feminine energy is Pisces. masculine energy. Wait a motherfucking minute. Neptune. Feminine is Pisces. What are the zodiacs? Hold on. Sorry, sometimes I can't do it off the top of the dome, y'all. My brain has limits. Okay, so Aquarius and Capricorn and Saturn. Sagittarius. Oh, Sagittarius in Pisces. Sorry. Scorpio, Mars, Libra, Virgo, Leo. Yeah, I did them all. Okay. That's why I'm drawn to you, an emotionally healthy feminine, which I didn't have growing up. Yeah. So what's crazy is like my energy, when it's out of alignment, it looks like Joan. It looks like Joan from Girlfriends, but when it's in alignment, it looks like Beth from This Is Us. And I loved her character. I resonated with her so, so much. So if you've seen that show, Beth is a healed feminine energy. That's what it looks like. It brings balance and harmony to every situation. It's understanding, it's compromising. It helps you to navigate. It helps you to communicate. It helps to resolve conflict. That's what my energy is here to do. I've dealt with all my life. I understand both sides all the time, but can't seem to not be understood by the other people. It's okay to be understanding, but you don't have to extend empathy in certain areas after they've hurt you. So you still need to have boundaries when it comes to understanding. And there's such thing as being too understanding. When it comes to people not being able to understand you, you're not around the right people. Because I've been misunderstood my whole life, but it was the people that I was around were determined to misunderstand me. And a lot of them didn't see the value in me until y'all did. Until I started blowing up, until all of this happened. A lot of people in my family did not see the value in me, and now all of a sudden I'm the go-to person. And I've been trying to help them their whole fucking life, but they was determined to misunderstood me because they didn't see me as valuable. So you need to get out of those environments and get into new environments. You need to focus your energy on yourself and off of other people. Because sometimes we get to tap dancing when we misunderstood. We try to be liked. We try to be understood. We try to be perceived correctly. And we spend so much wasted energy trying to do that. The people who are for you will understand you immediately. I promise you. But you got to be sure in yourself. And you got to be showing up as yourself as well. Because a lot of us get friends based off of this version that we want to be accepted and not who we actually are. And that's when we wake up and we look around and all of a sudden the people around us just don't make sense to us no more. We're not resonating with them. It's almost fucking putting ourselves in pain and suffering, even hanging around them. That's because you wasn't being yourself in the first place. And I'm guilty of it. All of us are. All of us are. Sorry. People have been, people have been booking my meet and greets because I've been allowing y'all to use that space for whatever you want. So people can come in and just, say hi, but some other people have questions about their life and stuff. And I use that space to do kind of like a mini ESP reading. If you don't know what ESP is, it's just extra sensory perception. So basically I feel into your energy. I see what I can pick up on. And then we have conversations about that. Sometimes I'll do cards as well. Just because cards sometimes help me to navigate. So I had a whole bunch of people book those last week. So I was writing some people back because I'm unavailable after 6, but I still be trying to be, Yes, I'm a girl. Okay, that's what I thought. Because I thought me and you had a conversation before about something. Because you wrote a book. We was talking about writing books. See, I'll be remembering. Good evening. Hi, Stephanie. It wasn't always bad. I was just wondering where you were. It wasn't anything bad. I was just wondering where you were. Oh, yeah. I took a break for a second because I was just I had a lot of people over to my house. I had a lot of energy coming out through my house. One of my friends that stayed over had an attachment, and that motherfucker got on me because at first I wasn't drinking, but the last day I drank with them and we slept next to each other. So I had to get that up off me. It was just like a whole bunch of just feeling drained, feeling kind of exhausted, irritated. I was getting on social media and social media was giving me the ick. I don't know why. I just wasn't here for it for a couple weeks. So I actually got some energy back. Finally, I got some energy back, y'all. Finally, I'll be able to get some stuff done. Which is good. As a man, to have the spiritual placements I have and grow up as a hood nigga, we live a very, yeah, I grew up in the hood. Okay. I was in a fucking war zone my whole entire life. So people are always confused by me when they actually meet me because they expect me to be like, I don't know, preppy. Is preppy the word? I don't necessarily know, but I always end up shocking people, especially jobs, because they look at me and they think they're getting a certain black person because of colorism, texturism. I benefit from both. And then I get in there and they realize that they're dealing with a whole, like an actual black person, and it fucks everything up. Sagittarius are crazy and liars, especially the women. Okay. I guess that has been your experience. I do that too. Hold on with these Sagittarius now. A few days after your last live, a Sagittarius asked me on a date. Now, they're terrorists. The men, I do not suggest that you do that. Actually, the women, I don't suggest you do that either, just because I know too much about what they be on. But I feel like, you know what? Atlanta girl culture gives me Sagittarius girl energy. Especially like a Sagittarius moon energy. Like how they be like, you gotta be doing something for me. You gotta be whatever. I'm on to something. I'm sorry, what's the money house again? The second house and the 8th house. The second house is your money. The 8th house is other people's money. I started to have visions and premonitions about things. This is very new to me. Any advice? Yes. You know exactly how to interpret it. You need to trust your instincts on what you felt. Okay. Whatever you think your first mind is, that's probably what it is. Premonitions, is that like deja vu, or you're having like prophetic dreams? Because those are different. Deja vu is like you being able to tap into a different timeline when you sleep. That happens to me all the time. Premonition is like you're able to know that something's about to happen before it happened. But is it happening in a moment or is it happening in a dream? The visions feel real though. They feel super immersive. It feels like it's happening to you. When it's happening to you, don't panic. I can always tell when I'm in a vision because it's like very, very clear, and there's pictures and there's like movie. I guess kind of like a movie, yeah. But it feels like I'm there and it's happening to me. But I'm watching. But I'm there. I don't know how to explain it. Is it true that there is no more reincarnation once you're life path 9? Not necessarily. There's no more reincarnation when you... So if you look at your soul contract, there is like 10-1 energy. I have 2 of these placements. But it's like considered like the suicide gate, because these people go through intense experiences, which a lot of the people end up committing suicide, right? When you have multiple of these placements. If you have 3 or more, then you're not going to reincarnate again in this lifetime. But life path 9, no. The reason why people say that is because 9 is the end of the cycle. Meaning that we often shift through 9 energies throughout our life on a constant basis. The death and rebirth cycle is a cycling from this 1 to 9 energy over and over again. 9 energy tends to be the agents of karma though. OMG, I love her too. Was it the music? Y'all know that video. He outside like all in this nature for free. That's what it's like here. Yes, I love those videos too. All of this is free. Period. My energy is all over the place. Recoiling it back in and being selfish. Had to let go of a lot. I love that for you. It feels like that's a long time coming. Bye, Casey. You are very welcome, girl. I've been really low energy lately too. Yeah, I think I was. I just really got this burst of energy today. Today was the day that I got the burst of energy. Like every other day, I feel like I'm just going through the motions. Like I was kind of like stirring in my seat a little bit. Like, I don't know. It was weird. Like, how did I get a violation? I didn't even say nothing. It's good you recognize the difference in your family. So you do think the attention they show you now is genuine? Yeah, I think sometimes, it could be really hard for, I'm really trying to figure out how I get a restriction on my live, though. I haven't even said nothing out the way. Some may feel uncomfortable and have restricted it. Check more details. I've been noticing that TikTok has been like violating some of my old videos. I think they're trying to get me up off of this app. So you heard it from me first. They tripping for no reason. I don't barely even be saying nothing. They just be on my motherfucking neck. They even be like, sometimes like I post a video and it'll be like, this video's under review. Like the moment that I post it. And I'm just like, what are y'all doing? What's tea? Or if I stitch somebody else's stuff, they'll go and remove the sound from the stitch. It's just like, leave me alone, bro. I'm not doing nothing to y'all. Anyways, I do think they're genuine, yes. Sometimes I think a lot of people be needing other people to see your value before they see your value. And like I have been the person my whole life who has been trying to help everybody. And when you go around trying to fix everybody, that's perceived as you judging them. That perceived as you always having a critique, you always whatever, because they taking it very personal. Because they don't realize that it's coming from this place of, hey, if you just change these couple things, you could be experiencing joy right now. You could be happy, but you keep engaging in these certain behaviors. And some people take that shit really personal. So I think it was just more so like having to learn my intentions a little bit. And I think they was able to see me more clearly when I started being online, because a lot of the stuff that I talked about was stuff that I hadn't even talked to them about before. Because like I said, when I was growing up, I had a communication problem, meaning like everything was just kind of happening to me. And I wasn't the one to speak up. My brother was the one. My brother was like my voice my whole life. Like he always said what we was both feeling. Like the only time that I would stand up is if somebody was doing something to my brother. He was always off limits. But everybody else or myself or other stuff, I would normally not say nothing. And then I got to a point where I started communicating and I was horrible at it. I was like a fucking crash out. I was a nutcase. I was just talking to people so disrespectfully. And then I had to like learn how to talk to people and how to communicate effectively. And I didn't do that until I started being myself. But I do think it's genuine. I just think that, when you come from the same place as other people, they think that y'all the same. And y'all not. So he is Sag, Sun, Moon, and Scorpio rising. Girl, run. Girl, run. Child, I can't even take. I mean, it's fun. That's fun. And it's got some substance to it. But last live we talked about Juno placements, and mine is Scorpio and he's a Scorpio rising. We be vibing. Oh girl, I'm already know. I like it over there. I ain't gonna lie. I like Sagittarius energy. I like Scorpio energy. But child, sometimes if anyone suffers from sleep paralysis, I've tagged a video on my TikTok to help. Okay. The visions feel like it's me. It's happened twice. I see and smell and feel. Yes, that is a vision. That is absolutely a vision. It's telling you something though. What is it telling you? That's what you need to figure out. So write them down and it'll help you process. Pay attention to the stuff that's happening in your environment too. Sleep paralysis is interesting because it is actually you like waking up when your body is not up. So a lot of times sleep paralysis can actually happen a lot to people who are dealing with a lot of stress and anxiety because it is a problem with electricity, meaning you don't have enough electricity in your body. And every single night, your physical body and your astral body kind of separate from each other. But when your energy is so low, that separation cannot happen, which can cause this sleep paralysis where you wake up and your subconscious mind is in control, but your physical body is still asleep. So you're trying to act using your conscious mind, which rules your physical body, but it's actually your astral body that you are seeing through. So your subconscious mind is in control. But it's a problem of you needing to get more electricity. You need to become more alkaline. Otherwise, it'll happen multiple times, or it'll happen quite often, especially if you've been working yourself into exhaustion. Never heard this before. Me too, Dragon. Tired. It is scary, alarming. So far, it only happened while awake, right before going to bed. Yeah, it's that's when you're least distracted. You need to set boundaries though. So you need to tell your higher self that you only want to experience them when you are in a safe environment, meaning when your car is parked, when you are at home, when you're like, start speaking to your higher self and tell them what the boundaries are. Don't ask them, tell them this is what it is and this is what I want, so that it's not happening to you while you're driving and when you're doing stuff like that. I like to have my visions in, like, when I first wake up and say maybe I go to the bathroom and I come and I lay back down for a second. That's usually when I have my visions, where I'm still able to get into that lucid stage really quickly. Me too, just got my energy back. Yes, I did, and I'm happy about it. How do we heal rejection wounds? Even in a group where I am welcome, I feel on the outside. You need to look at your energy, because you're probably a generator, a manifesting generator, or you're probably a projector, which are all energies that need to be invited. So they need to learn when to act, when to speak, when to share. A lot of times we contribute to this dynamic of feeling rejected because our energy is operating out of alignment. So we feel unseen, unheard, like we're alone. You could have aloneness energy as well, which is just meant to pull you away from people so that you can focus your energy on yourself. But you need to figure out what your energy type is, and you need to make sure you're operating in energetic alignment, because I always felt like that my whole entire life. But my energy is generator energy, which means that right time, right place matters. When I act, when I decide to share, when I decide to share my opinion, all of that matters. When that happens, I have to make sure that the person is first willing to receive or willing to change before I say anything. Is that my inner child work? Yes, it is. Because sometimes you expect that people are rejecting you, so they are. And you contribute to the dynamic in some way. So deja vu and dreams go together. Not always. But a lot of times that's where you're seeing the information that you're deja vuing about. You've seen it in a dream that you forgot. Deja vu has been my whole life. Yes, me too. All the visions I've had so far have happened. What can I do to learn more? What are you trying to make them happen more often? Or it's hard for me to guide you in that area of visions because they're specific to you. Meaning, like, are you trying to learn how to interpret them? Because you do that through your intuition, which means you got to really be in tune with your emotions. You got to understand what each emotion is telling you, because you're the best person to interpret what is being said, because the message is specifically for you, because your specific experiences have brought you to this point. Now, Ron, I'm being cautious, LOL. We've talked astrology a lot, so he knows I'm Saturn's child. Yes. I think just vibe out and see. Don't ever proactively plan for shit to go wrong. Astrology is a tool, but it shouldn't be a determining factor on whether you talk to people or you associate with people. It does help you better understand that energy, yes. But it doesn't, but everybody has free will, and that's the caveat. You never know how anybody is gonna react. So until a problem presents itself, vibe out, chill, enjoy the ride, Yep, I'm a generator. Yes, baby. So you're operating out of alignment, my love. Your goal in life is to learn right time, right place, right people. So one, you shouldn't be initiating conversation. You shouldn't be initiating insight. You are only contributing to a conversation that's already going on, okay? Or somebody has come to you for your help. That's when you share. That's when you act. That's when you share your ideas and your insight. When you can just walk through the door, not create the door. You're not here to initiate in any way. You are here to respond, which means that something has to happen first in order for you to respond. Now, if you have an open head, you are going to have the tendency to want to act. So when you do get new insight, when you do get new information, when you do get new ideas and inspiration, you want to share with those people, but that's you operating out of alignment. Okay? What I mean by that is, say you learn something new. You was watching the Animal Channel. You learned something new. If you got an open head, you're going to want to pick up the phone and call a friend. But what you do, because you're initiating your energy, don't initiate on a subconscious level. They energy know that you operating out of alignment. We all mirroring each other because we're here to teach each other something. So you call your friend and you tell them, oh my gosh, girl, let me tell you what I just learned. You run the risk of them not giving a fuck. you run the risk of them pushing their fears onto you and all this shit when you initiate that conversation. So 9 times out of 10, yes, you're gonna leave that conversation feeling rejected, feeling unseen, yada, 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 right? However, say that you at a brunch with your friend and your friend goes, damn girl, I ain't been to the zoo in a long time. We should probably go to the zoo. Y'all are already talking about animals. So you can just be like, oh girl, that's so crazy that you say that. The other day I was watching a documentary on I would love to go to the zoo because this is what I learned. That person is y'all already talking about it. So that means that it's okay for you to walk through that door because they're already open to receiving what you're saying. How do you learn about your energy? Human design, your birth chart, numerology, learning the 9 base energies definitely helps you to be able to figure out what every single number means. Because when you can learn the 9 foundational energies, which you can go to my YouTube, I did a series on that, which teaches you about the planets that are associated with the numbers and et cetera, et cetera. But everybody cycles through those 1 through 9 energies throughout their life. And a lot of people are those different energies in different spaces. Like at work, I'm more of a 4 energy. When it comes to my family, I'm more of a 6 energy. When it comes to work, I can definitely be a 1 energy too. I can definitely be a CEO energy. I would say when I'm around my grandma, I'm more of a 2 energy, which is like the service type of energy, you know. When I am by myself, I'm more of a 7 energy. I'm in the books, baby. I'm pulled away from people. So yeah, it just depends. We always cycling through these energies. So you can learn numerology, you can learn astrology. All of those are about energy. Sacred geometry, all of those are the same science, really. But just looking at it from different perspectives. I have a heavy money blockage. I have done a lot of spiritual work over the years, but still blocked. It's because you believe that you have a money blockage that you do. You need to change the way you're thinking about money. You need to change your relationship with money, how you're talking about money, how you feel when you spend money. All of that needs to change. So, this is what I want you to do. Every single week, give yourself $1,000 and spend it on whatever you want to spend it on. So like the first week you get $1,000. Say you spend it on your bills that are coming up, whatever. So it's kind of conditioning you to kind of like put it out of your mind. Like it's already paid for, whatever. Say the next week you get $2,000. You want to go on a vacation. You want to plan a vacation. Like you really need to act like you're spending the money. So you need to go ahead and plan the vacation. Where you going, you know, and that'll help you kind of get out of the money blockage situation, because so much money is coming in that you used to spending money. But you're doing it in the spiritual realm, basically. But you're writing it in the physical, if that makes sense. Also, you need to look at all the areas that money hurt you, or you not having money hurt you, because that's also standing in your way. I can't dream anymore and I don't know what happened. Something is definitely happening with the dreams. Take Ormus. Take Murdoch root tea. Those are going to help. More like learn who is for. Yes, I got it. The message is for you. It's always for you. But I mean, you can share them. You can, I don't know, because I'm not in the vision. Because like, okay, so when I have when I have visions, it's like something that I'm trying to understand. So the last time I had a vision, it was showing me something that was happening with our heart space. Like it literally felt like somebody had their fat fingers over my heart space, and I started peeling them back. And as I peeled them back, they turned into blue dust. And then I seen a hoe appear at the top of my head. I looked up and it was 3 people in suit, and they pushed something into my thing. So I pushed really hard with my chest to push that energy out. I seen the blue dust again. The hoe appeared again, and it was just them trying to clog the hoe like the whole time. So that told me something I needed to know about, something I had been looking into. Okay. Before that though, I had a vision about a past life, and I had been trying to figure out like what my thing was with heights and sharks. For some reason, I've always been terrified of those, and I've always like carried something in my car in case I need to bust out my window. And I tell people, anytime you fall in a body of water, you need to roll your window down immediately. I don't know where that came from. I've been saying that my whole entire fucking life, and I don't know where I got that from, you know, but I've been terrified of falling in a body of water in a car, right? So I went to the bathroom, I came to lay back down, I fell into a lucid state, and I started having this vision, and me and my brother and my cousin were going across this cobblestone road, and I started having a vision. In this vision, I started having a vision. I was like, grab the wheel to my brother. Well, he wasn't acting fast enough, so I kind of pulled over to the side. But when I pulled over to the side, my brother jerked the wheel and we fell over this bridge. And we were falling for what felt like forever. Like in the dream, I feel myself falling. I'm like in, the real world, feeling how long this fall is. And when we hit the water, I immediately said sharks. I was terrified that sharks were going to eat us alive. So I started trying to roll the window down, but the window only went down this far. My cousin passed out in the back seat. We can't get the windows down in the car. I don't know if we survived, but then I start a flashcard of Family Guy of them all smacking the window. Like it was Peter, his son, the dog, like all of them were smacking the window. So I was like really confused because I had never seen that before, but it was kind of like one of those little flip books where it's just like one image after another and it was coming so fast. So when I have visions, it's usually about something I'm looking into, something I'm focused on. So I would try to start there and see where you've been paying attention to. What was it about? Write it down, and maybe in a couple of weeks you'll get the answer, because sometimes I don't always get the answer. Ask your team though to reveal to you whatever it was trying to tell you. Had what started as sleep paralysis into dream, where 2 out of 3 people I saw died. They died this year. That was a message, baby. I have open throat and G center. Okay. What does that also apply to manifesting generators? Because I'm low-key experiencing this. Yes. A manifesting generator is a generator that has manifesting energy. So you are a generator by heart. You're not a manifester by heart. You're a generator. So yes. Right time, right place. Hey, are names synchronicities? Anything can be a synchronicity. A synchronicity is just you seeing the same thing multiple times. It's basically pattern recognition. When you start to have pattern recognition, that's how you know that the mind is breaking free. I was just about to buy ornaments. Yes, you should. I highly recommend. If you're a gardener, that hinders dreams as well, messes with REM sleep. Yes. You just don't want to garden a couple hours before bed because it fucks shit up. You want to make sure that it's been a while since you gardened. I've been visualizing my protection before I go to sleep and meditation. Thank you. Good. I love that for you, baby. I love a protected queen. Thank you. Understood. You're so very welcome. So yeah, I'm about to hop off of here. I am going to put this up tomorrow because it takes time for TikTok to process something. So I'll put this up sometime tomorrow. I'll probably be on live tomorrow. I have a couple of clients tomorrow though. My schedule is kind of packed. I know I usually try to get on live on Wednesdays just because it's a great day for communication and stuff. But I don't know if I'll be able to do it this Wednesday because my schedule this week is so packed, which is a blessing for sure. I love meeting new people. I love what I'm doing. But it's just kind of pulling me away from y'all a little bit. So yeah. So I'll probably be on here tomorrow if I get some time. Thank you, y'all. Y'all have a good night as well. But yeah, I'll probably be on here tomorrow, so I would just keep an eye out. If I'm not, just know the day kind of got a hold of me. Because I think if I do, it's probably going to be later in the day, probably like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock or something like that. So yeah, I love y'all deep, and I will probably see y'all sometime before the end of the week. So yeah, have a great week. Have a great weekend if I don't see y'all. Bye, y'all.